Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So welcome to another weekend. I wish you a great weekend. Hope you have a great time. Don't spend too much time watching the charts, but you can definitely come here to watch the videos. And if you're interested in the newsletter, which I'm going to send out later today, feel free to register. You can do that for free. Link is in the description, or you go to our website in the resources section. You can do it as well. And what I mentioned yesterday, for the newsletter subscribers, soon we're going to launch some, sort of special events, notifications, updates. So there's going to be some stuff that's gonna happen in the near future. Not quite ready yet, but just want to let you know. So if you don't want to miss that, check it out. Now let's take a look at the daily chart. I covered the daily chart in the last video because I had a bit of a different routine yesterday. So we just want to do it quickly, not spend too much time here. The white scenario is still the preferred one, okay? So we're still holding support as we're heading into the weekend here. This is the support area. It's between 55,480 and 60,837. The support area did hold. It was a possible trade setup. I can only recommend that anybody who used this area to enter a trade, just make sure that you understand that in the green scenario, we could re-enter that area. Early in the week, I think it was on the 8th of October, I sent a message to our Discord community and provided like 4 ideas how the current structure can be traded. One setup was obviously this one. The communication back then was the for a short-term swing trade in this upper support area. So I'm just reading it out sort of more or less freely. Communication was that a higher low forming above 55,480, which could likely indicate an AB setup, okay, so AB or even a 1-2, could be a swing trade opportunity as soon as a higher low completes, and could just offer a swing trade opportunity to target the next wave up in wave C, possibly into the 70k region. Now that is where we might be now. But I just want to mention there is still a risk because we haven't even broken above the October high, which is located at 64,550. There's still a risk, we could sort of dip down a little bit lower, okay? Could dip a little bit lower. So I can only highlight, look, this is still a risk. This is a range essentially. And the support goes down to 55,480. For me, that green scenario and the white count, they are pretty much the same. Just note that in the green count, this B wave never finished. We're simply just getting another dip. But it's the same overall scenario. You could say it's just a different variation of it. So 55,480 remains the key support on the daily chart here. If we break below it, only then the alternative yellow scenario will come into play. And it's between 43k and 48.9k. From there then, we could see a rally higher in wave C of 3 as long as, so either now, okay, or after one more low. But below 55,480, I'm going to switch to the yellow wave count, which is also overall allowing for a bullish, let's say, resolution of it. But it would take much longer and would also increase the risk for a bear market. But then we can watch this area between 43 and 49k for possible support. Now let's take a look at the smaller time frame. Here, I promised you yesterday that I will provide a support area should the price form some kind of a top. And after the rally that started on Thursday, I've now added a support area to the chart. Let me explain. So here again, this is just what you just saw on the daily chart, but in small, not in small, actually in large, zoomed in pretty much, okay? Now, what we've got here, we've got this white count, which could have bottomed, okay? So the B wave could have bottomed. I explained yesterday in all the videos at length why I'm not convinced that we've bottomed. Doesn't mean we couldn't have. I mean, downside requirements have all been fulfilled. We reached the 50% retracement. We have reversed in the support region, okay, everything that we wanted. What it hasn't done, it hasn't reached the ideal target, okay? So I want to say in the pullback, the minimum requirements have been fulfilled. We have a 3-wave pullback. That's what we normally want to see. But again, I don't believe it yet. Okay, I haven't, definitely I'm watching for it that we've bottomed there in wave B and could now enter the 70k region. But I just don't believe it yet. So I want the price to convince me. Why is that the case? Because as I said, we haven't reached that ideal target. There was a 58k level as ideal target. I don't want to, repeat the ins and outs of that, but the 58k level was slightly missed. And while that was not like the minimum requirement, it was the first ideal target for that correction. based on the internal structure. The overall support area was reached. And that's normally what we want. That's also what's a little bit more important. But then when we talk about the precise wave count and let's say the subwave structure, that 58K level was important and wasn't reached. So that means if it turns around, it broke the initial resistance by all means, but it has not formed the 5-wave move up yet. So by breaking above initial resistance, the price indicated at least that the immediate downtrend is over. But does that confirm a substantial reversal? Not yet. It doesn't confirm it, but I'm watching for it because we broke initial resistance. Can't even remember where that was. I think around 61K or something. Now, we only have a 3-wave move up from the low. Now, that's the other thing. Again, I need 5 for a clear bullish structure. Doesn't mean it couldn't go higher if this move up remains a 3-wave move, because the next move up would be a C wave. And that means the subwaves can be 3-wave structures. We could have a 5-wave move where the subwaves are all corrective, a so-called ending diagonal pattern, okay? But if it's a 5-wave move that's forming here, it is more clearly bullish, and that is what might be forming maybe over the weekend. So I've sketched out how such a 5-wave move would look like. I would need one more high. Then I can say, okay, maybe this is a 5-wave move. Next resistance is at 63,859, and then the structural resistance at around 64,480. And I've added a support area already, which is located between 59,870, that's micro support, and 61,670. So if you just sort of if you understood what I said, then it's not about necessarily getting 5 waves. We don't need 5 waves up. The green B wave, which allows for another test of support, could only be a 3-wave move. So we don't necessarily have to get 5 waves up. But if we get 5 waves, then it is more clearly bullish. Aside, or let's say, let's put the microstructure to the side. Let's say ignoring the microstructure, even, whether it's a 3-wave move up, which could also be wave 1 in white, but again, because this could be a diagonal, or whether wave 1 becomes a 5-wave move. If we get a deeper pullback now, this is the area where the price could find support, micro support, before re-entering the lower support region. Again, it's 59,870 to 61,670. And I just want to mention 5 waves up would be more clearly bullish, but the price could also go higher if wave 1 is already complete. That might confuse some of you, but it's actually it does make sense, because the white C wave can be a diagonal. In that case, wave 1 only needs to be a 3-wave move. So you might ask, how do I know? Well, we don't know, okay? We don't know. If we knew, we would all be rich. But it's all about probabilities, understanding where the price has a good chance to turn around in any pullback, what the support area is to watch. And we have micro support for the micro patterns, and any break below 59,876 would rather indicate that the green C wave of Y of B is unfolding there, targeting then possibly 57,660 or 55,480. So you could say that the 59,876 level there, the 78.6 retracement of the upper micro support, that's the pivot between the green and the white wave count. So that's what I'm watching for on the weekend. So hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.